Hello. If you're like me, you love looking at all the new makeup releases, but can't quite afford to keep up with all the newness. And I have started to try to always go through my collection first to see, do I already have those similar colors? Is there enough unique colors in this palette for me to purchase it, or do I need to pass on it? And hopefully this video will help you if you are like me and just getting you to think about what you already have in your collection. Is it something that is similar to this palette, or if you happen to have any of the palettes that I mention in this video. This is not meant to be a dupe video. This is looking at a new palette and drawing inspiration from that and seeing what colors I have in my collection to help me make a purchasing decision and hopefully help you. Today's palette we are going to focus on is the new Wet n Wild Cotton Candy Clouds palette. It currently is retailing for $14.99 on the Ulta site. It isn't available on the Wet n Wild site yet. And there is 15 shades to this. Wet n Wild, there's been some controversy about their cruelty-free status. They say they are cruelty-free, but there has been reports that they are actually selling on the shelves in China, which would make them not cruelty-free. So we're in a gray area with that. That's where I'm going to leave it. If I know of any updates, I will always come back and leave it down in the comments. If this is your first time watching one of my purchase or past videos, I'll just kind of let you know how we do it here on Staci Beauty. If there is swatches online, I will compare my swatches to theirs. Like this one, they do not have any swatches, so I am comparing it, what it looks like in the pan versus what my shadows look like in the pan. And at the very end, I will show you my swatches on my arm, so maybe we can kind of get an idea of how those colors are going to look together from this palette. And at the end, I would like to hear from you if you are going to purchase or pass this new Wet n Wild palette. I am pulling from 6 different palettes today, and all are available except one. And one is a new release that maybe this will also give you an idea if you're interested in that one or not. And we have some drugstore, indie, and prestige brands. So let me get started with, first of all, when I saw that it was the Little Twin Stars collab, I thought, oh, well, I have from Sugar Pill this palette. Let me pull that out and see if it's similar. But this is an old one, and they really are not that similar. So if you are a collector, you probably want to get this anyway, just because of that it's their collab. But just to let you know, they aren't very similar. They didn't look like to this one. But like I said, at the end, I will show you these colors on my arm. So that first one to start with, it looks like it would be a pretty simple color to have in your collection, doesn't it? But it looks like it has some shimmer to it, and surprisingly, sometimes it's those simple colors. Surprisingly, when I was going through it, most of my colors were either too white or too dark. So I pulled out the Tati Beauty. This is the only palette that I'm going to reference today that is no longer available, but I know quite a few people have purchased it, so just in case. The Aurora color in metallic, this one right here, I thought that looked like a pretty similar one, as you can, hopefully it's coming across on screen there. And the Makeup Revolution Friends Flawless Forever, this is I'll Be There For You. What do you think about Friends? Makeup Revolution has another Friends collab series released. It must do well for them to keep doing them. Okay, so the color Over Me looks pretty similar. They both have some shimmer, it looks like. Now this next color looks like a pink pressed glitter. And I don't have a huge amount of pressed glitters in my collection, but I did go back to the Tati. Now on screen, the Tati glitters, they don't really photograph, I don't think, very well. They all kind of look pretty similar, but in person, I feel like that pink looks pretty close to that. Elf Electric Mood, we have the third one over, which is Shy. And Naked, the Urban Decay Naked Ultraviolet, the Optimized, which by the way, I love that color. That first color, Trippin'. Now theirs might have, when I zoomed in, might have a little bit more shimmer, but it looked, I thought, kind of close. Or the Ick color, back to the Makeup Revolution Friends. And we're gonna stick on those two colors. So if you have these two palettes, I felt like you could get quite a few of these colors in your current collection. Sticking with the Makeup Revolution Friends, the Dirty Day color, or if you want to go back to the Ultraviolet, we have Hacked. Now the Hacked one, it looks pretty similar in the pan. My guess though is Swatch might be a little bit darker than the Wet n Wild one. So this is a brand new palette, and I don't know how many of you will have it or want to order it, but I thought since it's brand new, you might be looking at it, and I just wanted to show it. I'm wearing it on my eyes today. This is from an indie brand, Gourmand Girls, That Time of Year, and the Twinkling Lights. Look at how pretty that is. Very nice. Sticking with the Gourmand Girls, which by the way, this is actually a collab with 3 ladies here on YouTube. So yay for that. Very excited for those ladies. If you are interested in purchasing this palette, I know that each of them do have a code that you can save some money on it. I will leave their codes listed down below. But the next color, the Frostbite, isn't that gorgeous? I haven't played around with that color yet. Then back to the Urban Decay Naked, the Warning color. I thought that looked pretty spot on. So who is the Little Twin Stars? Yes, I bought this palette. I'll admit the Sugar Pop one, or Sugar Pill one, and I didn't know who they were. I just bought it because I thought it was cute at the time, and I never tried Sugar Pill. So I decided I wanted to look up, who are they? What is this? The idea behind the story is they are 2 stars, and to learn how to be the best, the brightest, the shiniest stars, that they traveled all the way to Earth to learn. And again, the Ultra Naked Violet, I'm telling you, if you have this palette, like besides a few of the shades, the blues and a few of them in here, this one, if you have it, I'm thinking you could do a lot of the similar looks. But we're looking at the Mind Slip. I wanted to bring out ColourPop California for the next one. Now you also could go, if you have the Tati Beauty and you don't have this one, you also could probably get that same glitter, pressed glitter from Ritual. The glitter on that one looks pretty similar. But if you have the California Love from ColourPop, the El Captain, and back to the Gourmand Girls. So that one, I did the Feels, which in the pan, it doesn't look maybe exactly like the Wet n Wild. That one looks a little more silver. But then when I pulled out my silver glitters, those looked too silver compared to this. And I feel like this one, the Feels, it's a kind of like a duochrome. So I'm not exactly sure about that one. Back to the Elf in Winter. And that shade, I did have a few different options as well. So back to that Makeup Revolution and the Ride Along. Now this one looks like theirs might be a little bit more reddish brown. So might have to mix the Ride Along with the Yeti. The more exact one that I thought matched better was the California, is the Gold Rush. Now on the screen, these colors, I feel like that one looks more orange. But when you look at it in person and I'm comparing it to the color, I feel like that one looks very similar. The Highway 1 does look similar too, but the ColourPop one looks like it has a little bit more shimmer in it, and the Wet n Wild one looks like it is a matte. Let me now show you my arm swatches of the palettes that I have that I mentioned, and then I'll come back and let you know my thoughts on what I think if I'm going to purchase her palettes. right, so what do you think? Do you have these colors in your collection? Do you own any of the same palettes that I pulled out? Let me know down below. I personally am going to pass. I kind of thought I liked how it kind of looked like that bubble gum, and I liked the idea of it, but definitely going through this exercise, I was pretty confident when looking at it that I already had these shades or one's close enough, and now, yes, I already have close enough shades. So I hope that this was helpful to you. Please let me know down below if you like these purchase or pass and doing it this style. If you haven't already, I hope that you will hit that subscribe button. I do put out new videos 3 times a week, and I'd love to have you join me here at least 3 times a week. This month's gonna be a lot more. But thanks for watching, and I hope you have a good morning, afternoon, or evening, and that you'll come on back and see me. If you want to see past purchase or passes on some of the other palettes that are currently out, you can click on any of the videos popping up on the screen right now. Thank you so much. Bye.